Introduction. Welcome to the session on environmental studies. This session will help you to understand the environmental protection. At the end of this session, you will be able to get introduced to environmental protection, know about EPA, familiarize with Environmental Protection Act 1986, understand environmental management system, know about occupational health and safety standard, perform with community health and safety, understand about awareness and education. Environmental protection. With the continuously growing population and pollution, the environment is getting affected to a greater extent. The environment is affected due to known and unknown contributions by human beings. In most cases, people are aware of how their activities can affect the environment but remain ignorant. But still, there are people and governmental organizations that have made a step forward. Environmental pollution affects not only individuals but countries also. Environmental protection means proper utilization, protection, conservation, control and recycling of resources that will help in maintaining a balanced ecosystem. In India, the 12th Year Plan insists on the need for sound environmental management. This involves planning, protection, monitoring, assessing, educating and conserving the major guiding factors for the nation's development. EPA. EPA stands for Environmental Protection Agency. This is an agency of the US federal government. This was created to protect environment and human health. This is achieved by enforcing laws. EPA is known for creating and enforcing standards that are applicable to manufacturing, toxic waste removal and cleanup. Government of India has also enacted law called EMV Protection Act 1986. The United States is playing a prominent role in working with other countries to protect the global environment. They accomplish this by writing laws and implement it by regulations. They not only set standards but also help organizations to understand the set standards. They ensure that all parts of the society, including communities, individuals, business, state and local governments, had the access to necessary and accurate information that would allow them to actively participate in managing human health and environmental risks. The Indian government has started working in line with EPA to protect the environment. Goals of EPA. The goals of EPA are reduce air pollution, improve access to clean and safe water, promote material management, waste management and clean sites, enhance joint preparedness for environmental response, enhance compliance assurance and environmental stewardship. Environmental Protection Act 1986. After the Bhopal gas tragedy, the Government of India felt the need for an act in place to protect the people and the environment from such accidents. As a result of this, the Environmental Protection Act was created in 1986 under the Article 253 of the Constitution. It was enacted with the objective of protecting and improving the environment. The objectives of Environmental Protection Act are to implement the decision made at UN conference that was held at Stockholm in June 1972 on human environment, coordinating the activities of the regulatory agencies under the existing laws and creation of an authoritative body or authorities for environmental protection, to provide punishment to those who endanger human environment, health and safety. The Act also aimed at ensuring sustainable development, to enact laws that cover the gaps in the existing laws in areas of environmental hazards, as Major areas of environment were not covered in the existing laws. The Act has provisions for penalties in case of offences committed. The Act authorizes the central government to protect and improve the quality of environment by controlling and reducing pollution from all sources, prohibiting or restricting the setting up or operation of any industrial facility on environmental grounds. Apart from the Environmental Protection Act of 1986, there are various standards that ensure industries do not cause a threat to the environment. It is voluntary in most cases that an industry that is likely to affect the environment works as per the standard requirements to overcome the issue. Wherever possible, the facility should avoid, minimize, and control adverse impacts on environment through methods like efficient usage of energy, modifying processes, opting for fuels or other materials that result in less pollution, applying emission control techniques. The emission control techniques are adopted to achieve the following: energy conservation, maintaining ambient air quality, wastewater management, water conservation, waste management, hazardous material management, and prevention of land contamination. The International Organization for Standardization provides a tool to help industries and organizations that are aiming at identifying and controlling environmental impact. ISO 14000 families from the international standards serves as one such tool. It provides a framework for industries and organizations to systemize and improve environmental management efforts. It is to be noted that these standards are not created to enforce any law and do not regulate the environmental activities of the organization. Organizations adhere to these standards on a voluntary basis. It starts with evaluating the effect an organization has on the environment. This will include the products, processes, and the wastage. With this data in hand, the management has to kickstart the process of working towards the aim of reducing the effect of such activities on the environment. At the end of the process, the aspects that affect the environment and the extent of impact has not only been arrived at but also reduced. ISO 14000, a family of standards related to environmental management. Objectives of ISO 14001: reduce negative impact, comply with local rules and regulations, consistent practice. Occupational health and safety standard. It is known fact that employees working in various organizations are exposed to different kinds of danger based on the nature of job. It is the responsibility of the organization they work in to protect them from such dangers and provide them the necessary training and equipment to safeguard them. This activity is carried out in a particular order. It is identifying the hazard, eliminating the hazard, controlling the hazard, minimizing the hazard, providing appropriate personal protection equipment. Hazards can be broadly classified as physical hazards, chemical hazards, biological hazards, radiological hazards. Let us learn about each hazard in detail. Physical hazards. Physical hazards include rotating or moving equipment, noise, vibration, electrical work, hot work like welding, working environment temperature, working at heights, ergonomics, illumination, etc. Chemical hazards. Chemical hazards include air quality, fire and explosions, chemicals that are corrosive, oxidizing and reactive, and usage or presence of toxic materials like asbestos. Biological hazards. Biological hazards include bacteria, virus, and parasites. Radiological hazards. Radiological hazards include the processes in industry, medicine, defense, and scientific research. It is necessary that every employee has to be given awareness about these hazards and educated properly about the importance of safety before beginning to work. Community health and safety. Health and safety of a community is influenced by places in which people live, learn, work, or play. Communities like schools, public places, and work sites can be maintained to support healthy living. We call a community a healthy and safe place to live if it has clean air, pure water, safe housing, and the necessary supportive structures like schools, hospitals, etc. In a family, the health and safety issues can be handled by careful usage of resources and by maintaining a clean living place. But when it comes to the health and safety of a community of people, various factors have to be taken into consideration. They are drinking water quality and availability, life and fire safety, disease prevention. Let us know about each factors in detail. Drinking water quality and availability. Drinking water sources should be protected from pollutants like air emissions, wastewater, oil and hazardous material effluents. The water should be regularly tested for purity. The extraction of groundwater for various purposes has to be properly assessed as the water availability is subject to seasonal changes. Life and fire safety. The people belonging to a community have to be aware of the actions to be taken in case of life or fire safety. The fire stations have to be equipped to support emergency situations at any point of time. Disease prevention. Pollution caused by transportation, hazardous material, wastewater, etc. result in a lot of diseases. Most of such diseases are airborne or waterborne diseases. On a larger scope, various skin diseases are also caused because of reasons like the depletion of ozone layer. The public has to be aware of the causes and effects of such pollutants that cause diseases. This can be achieved with the support of individuals, families, employers, and governments. Awareness and education. Awareness and education on environmental protection is necessary for us to understand how fragile our environment is and how it needs to be protected. It is a process that every human being on the earth should participate in to help create a better world for the generations to come. How can awareness and education on environmental protection be given? It can be done in many ways, like implement policies and procedures to promote public health and safety requirements, include training on health impact in the fields related to community planning and development, integrate core public health competencies into curricula like nursing, medicine, dentistry, social work, education, pharmacy, and allied health. More impact has to be given on environmental issues that need immediate fixing, like oil drilling, deforestation, production of plastic goods. Awareness and education on environmental pollution alone will not be sufficient. We have to go one step further to educate people about the alternate methods that can be adopted that would not pollute the environment for transportation, lifestyle, and so on. Environmental education has to be given equal importance like any other subjects in schools and colleges. Students, being building blocks of the years to come, need to understand the importance of environmental protection. They can be educated in many ways, like taking them on industrial visits, asking them to conduct surveys on environmental pollution, engaging them in projects to come up with alternatives for things that pollute the environment. Parents can educate them from home by practicing them to stop using things or products that affect the environment. Schools can tie up with various environmental protection bodies to engage the students in protection activities. Knowing that industries are a major source of pollution, the following steps can be taken to educate people in the industries about the hazards. Providing training to all employees about environmental protection, ensuring the visitors are intimated and oriented about the company's practices to protect the environment. Proper signage to be kept near hazardous material or waste. Even the Indian government has launched a scheme called EEAT. EEAT stands for Environmental Education, Awareness and Training. This scheme was launched in the year 1983-84 to promote environmental awareness to all people to develop their capabilities and skills to improve and protect the environment. The objectives of the scheme are to promote environmental awareness across all sections of the society, to spread environmental education in a non-formal way in all sections of the society, to facilitate education, training materials and other aids in the education sector formally, to promote environmental education and awareness through existing institutions, to ensure training and manpower development for educating on environmental protection, to encourage media, non-governmental organizations and similar bodies to promote awareness about environmental protection, to effectively use all kinds of media to spread messages concerning environment and to create awareness, to mobilize people's participation in the preservation and conservation of environment. Each and every individual should be responsible for the damage caused to the environment and work towards creating a better, cleaner and disease-free world for the future generation. Clean India. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Clean India Mission is a national level campaign by the Government of India, covering 4,041 statutory towns to clean the streets, roads and infrastructure of the country. This campaign was officially launched on 2nd October 2014 at Rajghat, New Delhi, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself wielded broom and cleaned a road. The campaign is India's biggest ever cleanliness drive and 3 million government employees and schools and college students of India participated in this event. The mission was started by Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, nominating 9 famous personalities for this campaign, and they take up the challenge and nominate 9 more people and so on, like the branching of a tree. It has been carried forward since then with famous people from all walks of life joining it. Objectives of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The details of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is under development presently, but the following principles will be included. Construction of individual, cluster and community toilets. To eliminate or reduce open defecation. Open defecation is one of the main causes of the deaths of thousands of children each year. Not only latrine construction, the Swachh Bharat mission will also make an initiative of establishing an accountable mechanism of monitoring latrine use. Public awareness will also be provided about the drawbacks of open defecation and promotion of latrine use. Proper, dedicated ground staff will be recruited to bring about behavioral change and promotion of latrine use. For proper sanitation use, the mission will aim at changing people's attitudes, mindsets and behaviors, to keep villages clean, solid and liquid waste management through Gram Panchayats, to lay water pipelines in all villages, ensuring water supply to all households by 2019.